Yeah, baby, we live. Back with another live show. Another episode of Arnold's Thoughts podcast where we talk about keys to the game. This episode is sponsored by Bold Claims, where it's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. We're going to get into a few things tonight, man, but first I want to just see how y'all guys are doing. You know what I mean? How y'all feeling tonight? What's been going on with you so far early in this season? Been in your season probably 2 weeks now. You're probably getting into those preseason practices, exhibition games. Starting to probably catch your rhythm. How you feeling? That's what I want to know. Like, how you feeling? How you feeling tonight? Like, in the process, because in the beginning you could start seeing things about to start happening. Like, you could start seeing like, okay, we're gonna have a good team. This team is playing well. We might have to watch out for them. Will this team put it together and make things happen for them? Because it's early in the season right now, and you're gonna see like, maybe this is not working between the two imports, or one of the imports and one of the locals, because that happens a lot of times. You not being cool with one of the locals, but the coach is cool with one of the locals, so that can mess with your job and your situation. How do you deal with that situation? How to deal with situations where you're not cool with a teammate? So when you're not cool with a teammate, I would just honestly say, bro, just you still got to be yourself. Do not go out of your way to try to appease to nobody. You just be you. You know what I mean? Like, you should never have to change your game or your personality to fit somebody else's just because you're in their country. But that's what they want you to do. They would want you to change the way you act, change the way you move to fit their culture and what they say or how they do things. You do not change. You don't do that. You be you and true to yourself, because if you don't, they won't respect you. And they will try your patience as a player in other countries. They will test your manhood like I'm going to just try you. I'm going to try you and see what you're going to do. Like, it really gets like that. I've had teammates told me that they fought their coaches before because they're just so disrespectful sometimes. It's like so disrespectful. And they think it's funny. They really be thinking it's funny to be disrespectful, because like, at least I know pretty much everywhere I've been, bro, like, to disrespect one of the other players, like one of the locals, the disrespect that they give to each other, it's normal. So they feel like they can do the same thing for you. No, you can't disrespect me like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're men, or female or women, like, dealing on both sides. I can't speak on the women's side because I haven't spoke to enough hoopers, like lady professional women, about like the stuff they have to go through. And that's what I'm gonna do more. They start finding more female basketball players. So if y'all know any female basketball players that want to just share their experience to show, like, you got to show the girls that's coming up. Because I have a little cousin I talked to today, and she had hoop dreams at 18. They know about the professional life. It's not just hidden anymore. Like, girls know at a young age, like, hey, I can be a professional basketball player. Like, I can be a pro. I can start doing these things. The girls are getting so much better these days than the average, than it was when I feel like I was coming up. These girls are way more talented now. This episode of Arnold's Thoughts podcast is sponsored by Bold Claims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Click the link in the bio and shop their latest apparel today. Back to the episode. They have hoop dreams too. And I know they will be getting disrespect. They be getting disrespected. If we get disrespected, I know they're getting disrespected too. Like, But I want to hear from them. I want to hear their side of the story. I want to hear them explain it in their situation, because everybody gets caught up. Everybody gets caught up in their own world. They get caught up in their own world, and they just don't think about how somebody else handling this, how somebody else dealing with the situation, you know. And like I said, my little cousin, she had hoop dreams. I wanted to play college. I wanted to go play professional, but like I grew up in a Haitian household. Like, I'm Haitian, full everybody Haitian. If you're Haitian, tap in. All Haitians know. And I'm one of the ones, I've been here since I was 3. And they have not taught me the language. So I said, you know what, I'm finna go out my way and I'm gonna learn the language myself. I wanna know my people's language. But she had hoop dreams and he just shutting her down. And I'm like, bro, you played professional. You was a professional boxer. You're an athlete. What makes you think your kids are not gonna gravitate to what you do? But that's just the mindset that we have in our culture, to not let, no, you're a girl, you need to stay close to home. You don't need to go out here and experience the world like I did. I got to keep you here and bear down in this small town and not grow into something. We can't do that. These young men and women, they want to hoop. We need to educate them on the game. So, more female basketball players, more female hoopers that play overseas. If you play overseas, tap in with me. We need to hear your experience. We need to hear your experience of what it's like for you guys in your season. Like, what do you guys go through? How did the coaches treat y'all? Like, what's the process? Like, what do y'all go through when y'all joining these teams? Like, do they treat y'all well from the jump, or does their status matter? You know? Those are interesting questions that I'm very interested to find out. Like, if anybody, I've done one interview with SNA and it got cut short, but we're gonna do another one. I'll probably do it here on the live. It's just a lot simpler that way. That way, her fans on her side can watch it as it's going on as well. But I'm very intrigued, or I'm just like, it's something I want to know because it's interesting. You know, I can only speak from the male perspective. But to have a female perspective, like, this is what it's like, man. And they lowballing men. I don't even want to talk about it. But I do want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. So going back to yesterday's subject when we were talking about the guy playing overseas. Remember, I tagged his name inside in the Instagram. We was going over him yesterday. He had, this is him right here. I always show him, give him love, go follow his page. Whatever time, if you ever come back and watch this, please go follow his page. Because this guy's dope. He has really good questions, and we like to go in depth on what he talks about. And he had a saying he said, hold on, let me find it. I had it and then I lost it. Y'all know how that be. So he said, I've been on the same team with the dude all season and haven't said one word to him off the court. That happens. You can't fake energy. You can't fake energy when it's not there. If I have been on the same team with someone for 2 weeks and we have not spoken to each other one word off of the court, me and him, our energies don't match. I'm not going to force what's not there. And we would agree on one thing. He ain't saying nothing to me, I ain't saying nothing to him, and we're both fine with that. We're mutual, we take care of our business on the court. That's that. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be everybody's friend to win a championship, which is the ultimate goal. And there's a dog going crazy. Where is this dog coming from? Just barking extra loud. It's just going crazy right now. Wow. This dog is out. Y'all hear this dog? Dog is going crazy. So, anyways, perfect story, right? So, this was probably 2015, 2016. And I was playing in Bucharest, Bucaramanga. No, Bucharest in Colombia. Bucaramanga, yeah. This is my third season playing in Colombia, and I was with that team. They had signed me. We had we won, we had the best record for the most wins in the season. We was like 34-2. It's like the best record in Colombian history, right? We went like 19-1, and then we lost like one game in the playoffs, and we won every game. So it was like a crazy season. It was a crazy season. So right, like say, second round of the playoffs. One of my teammates slept with my girl on the team. Like we were living together because I was playing the season there before. Signed, stayed with my girl, lived in Colombia. That's a whole other story for another time. Lived in Colombia, we lived together, got an apartment together. So when I got the apartment, they were taking care of my rent. So they were basically paying my rent for my apartment because they had to pay for my housing. So it was just a good situation. She was from Colombia. We were dating. I was dumb. I was young. It's a learning lesson I learned. Don't do that. Go home. That's a whole nother episode, but go home. Do not stay and hang around. Whole nother episode. Anyways. So I'ma just not even go. I ain't gonna go all the way deep into the story because it's too long. But dude used to just come around all the time. And you know, something inside me knew that something was going on because I knew her. I knew she was the type of person that she's one of the people that talk so much they tell their business that they don't realize they're telling their business because they talk too much. So I knew, but I was just ignoring it. I had the information in front of me, but I was just ignoring it. So I said, okay, I kind of know something's going on, but I'm not going to believe it. I'm not even going to buy into it because we're having problems. We get into a big fight one day. Next thing you know, she tells me and dude, yeah, we messed around. This is a month. This is second round of the playoffs. And we have a chance to go to the championship, which we ultimately did and won. But you got to think about it. I got to play next to this guy who just slept with my chick who I've been living with on my team. And I got to play with him on the court to try to win the championship. Things like this happen. I'm not going to say what happened all in the mix. It don't matter. All I'm saying is you got to understand what's the biggest. That's a pure test of your mental toughness because that's what you have to deal with. If you're playing this game, you're going to have to deal with snakes, people stabbing you in the back, people messing around with your girl while you know how many times I heard that? That hasn't just happened to me. But that's just some things that come with the game. You got to keep your circle close. You got to know who you with. You got to peep people for who they are because they're going to show you who they are. You just got to be paying attention. They're going to tell you who they are. You just have to be paying attention. But to play with that person on the court and just go through and still be able to win a championship and being able to just push that aside, focus on the main goal, because you got to ask yourself in reality, okay, dude slept with your girlfriend. You're going to lose your job over it? You're going to lose a chance at a championship over it? Are them two worth your job, staying on your career? Is it worth it? Did I act like, oh, I'm stronger than this? No. I almost went to jail. I was finna beat that nigga to sleep. But I didn't. I held on to myself. I sucked it up. It hurt. It sucked. We squashed it. You gotta, what's the first thing? What are you here for? You're here to win championships. You're here to make a legacy for yourself. You're here to play the game you love. You're here to feed your family. You're here to take care of your life. You're here to live your dream. People gonna come in and try to mess that up. People are gonna come in and try to mess up your dream, mess up your road. You can't let them. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused on the journey. You can't let nothing take you away from that. These outside sources, these life sources, like someone cheating, your girlfriend cheating on you in the middle of the playoffs. Happens. It doesn't matter. What's next? What is next? You have to continue moving on. What is more next? What is the next step? You can't she. What is the next step? There's going to be situations like this that happens all the time. You just got to be mentally tough to deal with it when they happen. You know how many times guys go through breakups and spouses cheating on them and just every single situation you could think. Death. My dad died over. It's just like there's so many things you got to deal with. That's why you got to ask yourself, how much does this game do you love? How much commitment are you going to put to this game? Because life is going to test that. God's going to test that. Do you really want this? You have to create a mental mind that's built for this. You know, and that's what we're going to be working on every single day, is building our mentality to deal with these situations. But remember, what is the bigger goal? What is the bigger goal? When all this stuff comes down, what is the bigger goal? What are you here for? Always got to have your why. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? You got to ask yourself that every time. When a bunch of things, when life happens, crazy situations, go back to your why. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? Is this guy not talking to me on my team really worth me not giving him a cold shoulder, or not like building the chemistry on the court because we don't have a relationship off the court? What is more important? The chemistry on the court, so you focus on that. You focus on that chemistry on the court and you don't worry about what happens off the court, because this is where the business is. As long as you take care of this, as long as you're locked in on this, that's all that matters. If you're locked in on the bigger goal, what are you here for this season? Championship, championship, championship. I'm going to need him for a championship. So you know what? You ain't got to say nothing to me off the court. On the court, you're going to be my best friend. We're going to communicate. I'm going to make sure you get open. You're going to make sure I go get open. We're going to have a great bond because I'm going to need you. You can't be afraid to let your teammates say, hey, man, I need you out here. I feel like we walk around, especially as like the guy, I feel like when we're the best players on our teams, we walk around like we can't come to our teammates and let them know, hey, bro, I really need you out here. We get too much caught up in I'm better than you. Like, come on, I'm good, so you need to be good as me because I'll make that play, but you're not making that play. Understand that you're better than them. You gotta lead them. The reason you're there is not just because you can shoot three-pointers all day and knock down and get 25, 30 on a good night, 40 when you're feeling good. You gotta start thinking, bro. A real leader, he's gonna lift his team, bro. He's gonna lift his team up, teach them, believe in them. You know when someone don't believe in you on that court. Believe in your teammates. If they don't get it from you first, they're not gonna give it back. Forget what's happens off the court. If they don't give it to you, if you don't give it to us first, I'm coming in on every team. What's up? Me and you, we're winning together. Ain't nothing else. We're winning this championship together. That's all that matters. I don't care about nothing off the court. Me and you. And that's how we handle that situation. So, man, that's all we got for the night, for the keys to the game. Late night keys to the game. Remember, stay focused. What's the biggest picture? What is your why? What are you here for? Till next time.